incredible. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maven. You're about midway to the midday with Marcus Maven. And you can call in or lay back and just listen to Marcus Maven. So sit back and relax and watch Maven.
Broadcasting live from the Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers Studios. Time for Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Beautiful, beautiful skies on a beautiful, beautiful Monday. Ouch. Steve Rummage in the building. Nikki V in the booth.
We're here, man, and you are spot on. It is beautiful out today. It was, yesterday. Yesterday was probably needed, but yesterday I started to get my Florida seasonal depression.
I'm listening.
A little bit.
I'm listening.
Yeah. Look, I go full. Just
right when Zeke fumbled that ball, that's when you.
Oh, no. I'm rooting against them. Yeah. No, like people are like, hey, Cowboys off. I'm like, yeah, good. Do you think my cousin's a Panthers fan, and like he's still like, I see him on there, bless his heart, and he's still like cheering for wins. And I'm like, dude, you lose a draft spot every time you win a game. Like,
so you've gone to rational, Steve.
Yeah,
very far.
I mean, you think Cowboys win the Super Bowl?
Are you like, get CeeDee Lamb out there?
No, I'm like, get out of the game.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
get him out of the game.
Yes.
Every time I see him, I'm just like, dude.
You see Micah Parsons, like McCarthy's done, because Micah Parsons now is like, yeah, he said it after the game, basically like, yeah, he sucks.
Did you hear when they even showed Dak Prescott's mouth going, we effing suck?
Yeah, now that aggravated me. That part did aggravate me, because I'm like, that's rich from you. Just got your big deal,
I know.
And now you look terrible.
Got the huge deal.
Yeah. Now that one bothered me. Micah Parsons plays his what's off every game. If he's like, dude, coach sucks. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, then I'm like, okay, I'll listen to Micah. Like, he might be the best defensive player in the NFL. Like, okay, I can live with that. But yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, no, lose. I want Ashton Genty. What do you mean?
You want Ashton Genty?
Yeah, like I want, and you get a good second round, third round.
Yeah,
you get early picks.
You can basically reboot your entire
like
situation.
I'm like, what do you want me to win? So I'm like, yay! Now I just fell from the 12th to the 17th.
My Lions struggled a bit, Steve.
They're good though.
When you're missing Jalen Reeves, Maven.
That was what I thought too. I was like, well. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson, you can overcome. Jalen,
just get by. Mm-hmm. But when you lose Jalen Reeves, Maven, you end up in a 3-point game with the Texans. Get well soon, son.
Yeah,
they need you.
ASAP. They're good, man. They still found a way to win though. They're kind of my team this year. Well, and Lamar. Like, I mean, I'm always rooting for Lamar, but I'm kind of. I've started watching more Lions, probably like the Cowboys. Like, I still watch, but I'm just kind of
get away from my coordinator, Steve. Get away from my coordinator.
Oh, listen,
get away from my coordinators. I can see it in your dirty little face. All you're doing is plotting on my offense.
Okay, I agree with you. But let me check. Let me toss it back to your table.
I'm listening.
It's Jerry Jones. If you think anybody other than Bill Belichick or Deion Sanders is not going to be coaching the Cowboys next year, you've lost your ever-loving mind.
He's swinging for the fences?
I mean, I don't know that it's swinging for the fences. I don't even know. I mean, the right move would probably be go get a really good coordinator and a dude that's up and coming. But it will be Bill Belichick or it will be Deion Sanders.
Just go ahead and get your door.
Like, I mean,
bring in Dion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Am I wrong?
And trade the second and third for Travis Hunter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it will be one of those guys.
Right.
Yeah. So like,
we just need to turn up the energy.
like I'm not even mad at it. But
by the way, before we get into the real topic, Phil, your webcam sucks.
Okay.
Nikki doesn't look good on the webcam. I mean,
oh man, and I always look good. So that's definitely the camera.
You have a profile that you can see, but it's kind of
that's okay. Let me be mysterious.
Yeah,
like the banker. And
well, how about
deal
this?
Or no deal?
Whether it's a good webcam, a bad webcam, whatever it is, the day after a Tennessee game, I would assume the phone lines will be open.
Shut up, Steve.
How far are we into the show on a reaction? The name of the show, Steve, is Tennessee versus Louisville basketball reaction Monday.
Season over. What do we do for the rest of the year?
How are we going to kill time? We got Steve talking about the seasonal depression, going to Florida. Marcus.
Well, yesterday was, it was like, I need to get out of town.
Was it because of the weather?
It's muggy. It was just not muggy, but it was just
it was sloppy. Yeah,
it was just nasty.
Yeah, I agree.
Sucks.
I agree. So I'm listening.
Somebody's red shirting James Scott.
Okay, phone lines are open. 8150. That's exactly what I was. One of my first thoughts as I'm on the Snyder.
Yeah,
I'm like, we're back.
Yeah,
we're back. Look, I'm coming in here to talk about a loss with emotion. Mm-hmm. We're back. James Scott. Okay, so second one. It says physically. Mm-hmm. That's all I can see.
Yeah, it's the same one. Yeah. Well, let me start here.
8150 939 is the number. 3831 and 939 is the text line.
I'll start right here, and
I'll play off it.
And look, and everybody can, some people will say amen, and some people will roll their eyes. I left Saturday really impressed with Tennessee.
For starters.
Really impressed with Tennessee.
For starters.
Yeah. I was like that.
What were you impressed with?
I went back on Friday. Look, I took myself back to myself on Friday, and I slapped myself in the face. Yeah. I was like, dummy. It's a good team.
Yeah.
Really good team.
Yeah. But here's the thing, Steve. Don't unslap yourself.
Okay.
Look, unslap yourself.
Hey,
because
feeling better already.
Because here's the thing. You were right for the wrong reasons about, hey, when you talked about this game, you talked about how tough it'll be, and you thought we win. But when you said, why are we going to win? You was like, this crowd, the energy, all around. Like,
true. I didn't come up with a lot of reasons.
Yeah, it was an emotional hedge on the win. Sure. You knew it.
Sure.
So when you go back and say, okay, what were the reasons I thought we were going to win?
It's like, you really didn't find a lot.
You didn't have it. It was external.
Because when we talked about Indiana, you remember last week, we both were like, well, I think you can capitalize here. You can do this because he does this.
Yep.
Whereas Tennessee, I think it was a little bit of like,
you're just going to beat them because you're.
Secondly, though, I walked away feeling so happy for the fans, for the crowd, for what was there.
Environment.
It was just absolutely incredible in there Saturday, man. It was incredible. I sat next to, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but it was before the game. And I think he'll be okay with me saying this because I'm throwing myself under the bus too.
Okay.
The towels are waving and fans, it was kind of that moment where fans were like, we're back.
Yep. A rocking yum.
And I looked over and I felt a little something in my throat, and I was like, oh. And I looked over at Dave Skull, and I could tell he was feeling it too. It was like,
look excited. Look.
I'm not going to get emotional.
A real environment.
It's like, and we both kind of were like, whew. Yeah, not going to get emotional, but oh man, this is good.
It's a good feeling.
And so there was a defensive possession during that game, man, when we were on a run that it was probably one of the 5 to 6 loudest I've ever heard.
They stopped the transition first and then made them pull it back out and went full defense possession. I know exactly
and your boy and this is going to be part of the story. I mean, Gainey, your boy, he gets a shot with 2 seconds on the shot clock. And that was part of the story of the day. Tennessee, I mean, we'll get into breaking it down because I actually thought Louisville was not good defensively. I thought they were really good defensively.
I was cheering for Tennessee, Steve.
Okay.
I was cheering for them.
Okay.
Imagine
I didn't go that far.
Imagine how irritated you would be sitting near me where I go, boom, boom, boom.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know, like that kind of cheering. Mm-hmm. You know, not, hey man, like it's like, no, shut up. If I could have been in a bar with 1,000 Louisville fans,
yeah,
and I would have turned to everyone, shut up.
Yeah.
That was on them. That was a great job by Tennessee.
I think it was 6-7 times they scored within 5 seconds of the shot clock.
Big time shots, strong shots.
When Louisville cut it to 8 coming out of half, I know we're kind of just painting with a broad.
Yeah, and Jerry, let him make a point.
We're going to get to you here. But when we cut it to 8 coming out of half, that was the first time that I was like, man, they might win. Like we might come back and win this thing.
Because going into it, you were like, okay, go in there and go get settled.
Yeah.
Go get calm. Go get settled.
But what happened? Ziegler, we play a good defensive possession. Ziegler comes out, hits a big time 3 at the top of the key, back to 11, and they never really looked back from there. And it was like, yeah, I mean, that's
good job. It was healthy.
Yeah, it was.
That was healthy, man.
Well,
I'll get
I was gonna say,
Jerry, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, Jerry.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Going.
First time caller, and I just am thrilled to be able to have reasons to call these days.
Hey, well, thank you for calling. We appreciate it, man.
No problem. The truth is, I'm still in the middle of the Clemson satisfaction. Even though they played badly, I don't know how a team that good, a leadership that good, implodes like that. But you know who I was thinking of at the end of that game? To be honest with you, I was thinking about Coach Howard Schnellenberger.
Okay.
And I remember, because Coach Jeff had earlier said his best coach, hands down, that he'd ever been coached by was Dennis at Trinity, but he was under all the coaches that, Schnellenberger and everybody, it seems. And the reason I thought of Coach Schnellenberger was because he was the one, and Coach Jeff said this, he was the one who raised our vision. We didn't know we could win these kind of games. We didn't know it. He made us believe then. Now we know.
Yeah.
And I think it's so exciting to be able to say, we're in the mix, fully, officially.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah, it was kind of a sentimental thing for me, and I know we're on basketball.
That's cool.
I'm excited for that too. But
sure.
But it was Coach Howard who raised the vision way, way back. Just a matter of time. That makes more sense now than ever.
Jerry, I do appreciate the call. It's a great sentiment. That feeling that Jerry just gave to the radio is exactly what makes you look at the basketball Tennessee game like it's healthy. This is, hey, that's a good team. That's a top 10 team. And, you raise your expectations of being able to be in it with a top 10 team.
Sure. Well,
and in the football, that's a good win still.
Well, and you get to, Louisville could have played, any school this weekend, and you could have got beat, or you could have won and won big.
Gotta be Stanford.
And you're 21-point favorite, so
gotta be Stanford.
I would take sprinkles off donut.
Yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't lose to Stanford. First of all, Jerry's gonna be calling in on you. Don't disappoint Jerry.
Yeah, now my guys comfortable. But you could have went 2-0, but as what you saw around the country over the last few days. These big games early. Me and you talked about it a little bit earlier. Baylor goes out and gets destroyed by Gonzaga.
Baylor's
number 8 in the country.
Early.
They played number 4, number 5 Gonzaga and get destroyed. It was like 20, almost 30-point game, right? They come back, they beat Arkansas. Arkansas loses to number 8 Baylor. And they're number 16. At one point, UNC's down 20 some to Kansas and ends up coming back in the game. But a lot of you're learning that it's good with these rosters being so new. It's healthy, in my opinion, to play these games early, because I would have liked to have been 2-0. And listen, there are deficiencies with our team. We'll get to them because there are a couple things that I'm like, ooh, that might be a problem. But it's healthy to me to get in there and play a game like this and go, okay, this is where we're at now. Let's go from here.
You know what? One of the healthier things, and we're talking roster, we're talking details. One of the healthier things, the things that I was like, I got emotional about it, because you know how some things you see when something reminds you of a situation you've been in, and it's like, no, that's a situation nobody understands except for Peyton, the coach, just the OGs, and about 3 players.
Yep.
Okay. Ball wasn't getting around like it should be, right? My leaders, my guys who can do something with the basketball, they were taking the time to say, okay, everybody's having an opportunity to do something with this basketball. So your hierarchy was getting layered out a little bit too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, guy.
You can start the year, we're all equal. Everybody gets the opportunities. You get into the thick of it with a physical team. Only a couple of us can really take it out.
You can point.
Did you feel that?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Because
I didn't know if I explained that.
No, right? Because let me go to that point. My guy, you can point at James Scott all you want, different ones, but I think the guy that got, I don't want to say put in his play. If he's listening, I hope he knows there's zero disrespect.
Yeah, we're
he's a great player. But kind of got put in his place was Casey Pryor, because there were a lot of things.
That was beautiful, Steve.
That
was beautiful.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that he did over the first few games that it was like, oh yeah. But then you go back and look, and Coach Pat Kelsey said it. He said, you don't accept things in victory that you wouldn't in defeat. And then all of a sudden it was like, now granted, Casey still did some good things. That move he had,
spin move,
crossover spin move, that's a great move for a guy his size, man. Listen, I was sitting pretty close to a Bryant Northern, actually, and somebody who knows how to handle a basketball. And I just kind of heard, and just kind of, when he did that, you hear kind of another guy that knows how to handle a basketball go, oh, that's nice.
Brian and Luke Whitehead are like the Case and Pryor fan club.
Yeah.
We were talking about that in practice. We're having a debate about that.
Sure. Yeah.
But to your point, I was like, listen, I'm watching it. Like I said, I just turned into a pure basketball fan in that game.
Yeah.
And watching them switch, and a 6'5" is guarding our big. And then a 6'9" is switching on Chucky Hepburn.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is beautiful, because we just hadn't seen it. I want to see my guys react to getting their shot pitched real good, like in a bullyish way. Like, it's like, no, this is the perfect game that you need to get. And like I say, you don't want to use the word humbled or humiliated.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no doubt you wouldn't have to talk to them about motivation. Like they won't need a locker room pep talk. It's like no.
Well, you can tell that listening to them.
You know what's going on. You know exactly. I can. You know what's going on, and you're an older guy.
Oh yeah,
you know what just happened.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happened before we get back to the field.
Well, it's part of the reason why this discussion's easier to have, because we trust Pat Kelsey. And I think we trust the guys on this team.
And we trust our eyes, and we trust their heart.
Yeah, I did not. The good thing was you walked out of there and went, like I said, we'll get to a couple things underneath and some things that I'm like, I don't know. But I didn't walk out of there and feel like, I don't know if there's a path to that team being good. That's why it was really, I didn't have a ton of emotion leaving there. Like, it was kind of like, because I was like, it sucks.
Oh, we learned.
But like I'm telling my son as we're walking out, I'm like, we're a good team. We'll be a good team. I was like, I'm not like, and I would tell him because I don't want him to false expectation. But I was very comfortable saying we're going to be a good team.
Right.
I'm not that game didn't sway me that way.
What moves that were out of character from what you're expected to do? knowing you have to execute with more strength on your handoffs. Love watching Tennessee blow up a screen.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome. Like, you have to be low and focused and centered and strong. And every time it did, like I said, your motion was what you wanted.
Yeah.
Your mentality of the playing the game the right way.
Absolutely.
But now you're gonna have to add the urgency, the physicality, the attention to detail.
Yeah, Biggs you can't dribble the ball 12 times.
Exactly.
Between your legs and back and forth and go nowhere.
It will not work.
Waterman and Case and Pryor both were guilty of that. It's like, that's not gonna work, guys. It worked last 2 games. It's not gonna work anybody good. Now, granted, I don't know we'll play a better defensive team. It's November 11th, and I'm not sure we'll play a better all-around defensive team than that all year long.
And if you do,
again, maybe you come back in March and say, "Hi, Steve, told you," but I am.
You won't see
wildly impressed with them.
You won't see rosters that are that girthy.
Sure. And they had a core, man. You watched Tennessee and you remembered, and this is something you said to me off the air, but you did remember. You went, I do remember a lot of these names. And they kind of kept a talented team together and added.
You could tell they played together. There were guys that played together,
right?
And there was some turnover,
right?
You could see it in
and maybe I saw who's our guy? John Rothstein tweeted. He said something we've watched over this last week. He said the portal's awesome. He's like, but if you look at some of these scores, and he was specifically talking about Tennessee and a couple of the other games, he was like, retention should be applauded as well. But Louisville will have that.
Yeah, moving forward.
We're
going to get to the phone lines. Green Bay Denny, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Hello, fellas. Well, just wanted to give a little recap on the game and just get a couple of your thoughts. First of all, it's good to look at you guys on YouTube, and you're looking good. Both of you looking fine.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Y'all both lost some weight, and I'll tell you what, watch out now. Watch out. But
I'm actually look, Green Bay Denny. I just want to throw this in here. I'm actually starting a 3-day fast today.
That doesn't surprise me with you. It doesn't surprise me.
Fair enough. Okay, get back to it. Sorry about that.
Okay. Well, I went to the Clemson game last year, and the loudest eruption in the arena was obviously for the championship team.
Right.
Those guys played hard, I guess, for what it was last year, and we won. But yes, Saturday, man, that crowd wanted to erupt, and we just could never get it going. I do think they were really tight at the beginning.
Sure.
Saw a bunch of things. If we're not going to be long, I mean, we're not long like Tennessee long and big and girthy, but we better learn how to put a butt on somebody.
Yeah.
And rebound. And
40 to 26. It's funny you say that. I was just looking at that number and I'm like, man, you got to rebound at 40 to 26. That's not going to work.
We got to rebound. And I want to ask you 2 things. He substituted a lot. How do you get in a flow when you're substituting that much? I know he's trying to figure things out, but I wanted to get your thoughts on that. And also, who do you all think is going to be the go-to guy to get a shot when we need a shot? Because it was like, who's going to take a shot? This team's going to, there's other things we could talk about, but those are the 2 things that I was thinking about. It's great seeing you guys. And Marcus, I got to say this.
Oh, yeah.
Green Bay's coming for you all, man.
I knew that was coming.
I was so mad watching that game because we did everything. We just kept beating ourselves. But man, I mean, I can't hate on Detroit because they've been lovable for so long. But man, I'm like, we're coming for you.
I feel like I'm Louisville basketball for the last couple of years. It's like y'all don't even trash talk me anymore. It's like, and the Cowboys. It's like, yeah, whatever.
I don't want to see Green Bay late though.
No, never. I don't. Anytime we play them in the playoffs, I'm like, well, that's an L.
Yeah, they're going to be dangerous.
Substitution. I think Denny answered his own question. I think he said, and you could probably break it down even better than I could, but he said, the substitution. He said, I know you got to figure things out. And I'm like, yeah. To me, that's the answer.
That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. That's what they were in. No, and they're figuring out on their own.
Absolutely. No, 100%.
Yeah, this is not going to be a Kelsey figured out thing.
Right.
Who is strong enough to be on the court with the basketball?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, who can protect my basketball? Who can hand it off, in full protection of it? Who can get to the basket, jump stop strong?
And you were reminded this rotation will shrink. I think he said it. And he said, listen, this team hasn't been faced with any adversity since June when they got here. And they're not faced with any adversity. I think we roped into it a little bit as fans too, where you're watching them and you're like, man, how's he going to keep any of these guys off the court?
Right.
Well, now you watch them and you go, yeah.
I
can see
execution decides rotation.
Absolutely.
And
that's great, actually. Yeah. You should have coached. Might use that.
I was gonna say you can take that
to a Holy Cross practice. Execution determines rotation.
You can have that one, Steve. Listen, if it helps the next generation, by all means. Go-to guy. Another thing, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out because who can get to the best. Listen, everybody's gonna get the chance. It's Allen Iverson. One of his things, they were asking him a long time ago about his mentality, right? And he said, if I give up the ball and everybody touches that basketball
and it comes back
to me,
I assume you want me to shoot the ball.
You can't do anything. Listen, I always tell people whenever I'm, they're asking about locker room mentalities and stuff like that. I'm like, I didn't know if that made me a bad teammate because I'm like, you should be able to get open.
Yeah.
You should be able to get past somebody or what you're doing here. They say, Kawhi Leonard, they say, Patrick Beverly tells a story about Kawhi Leonard. And he says, hey, we need you to switch on this, situation. Yeah. And Kawhi was like, why? He's like, because he can't guard, that guy. He's like, well, why is he on the floor? And he says right to the coach, get him off the floor then. If he can't that's how you can't get around somebody. You shouldn't be on the floor. If you can't guard people.
Why do we got to switch?
Yeah,
unless you're elite offensively.
Unless you are unless you provide a matchup nightmare on their end.
Absolutely.
Where nobody over there can guard you. But other than that, it's like, no. Your execution is going to determine if you're in there. Let me get to this one last caller before we hit the commercial break. Adrian, fire away. Adrian, you got us on hold? Or did you want us to hear some smooth acoustics? Well, I'll tell you what.
I think he's the first caller ever to have his own hold music. Kind of a baller move. I'm not even mad at it.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
Just play out to it.
We'll play out today. 93.9 The Ville.
Hello?
Adrian. We don't want to talk to you anymore. Turn the music back on. No, how's it going, Adrian?
Hey, what's up, man?
Okay, we have to know. Now you're on the spot. Is that your hold music we were listening to?
What was it? I don't even know what it was. I guess it was hold music.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. Yeah, it was a nice, smooth stringed instrument. I was like, wow, I've never had a caller that had his own music before. This is great.
Yeah, that's my fault. But I want to say something about the game, man.
Sure.
All right. One thing, the shots are gonna fall. We had some good looks. Rebounding, we need to start rebounding more. And James Scott, man, when he gets the ball in the post, man, he has to look to score instead of looking to pass it out every time. And because I seen him do it like 3 or 4 times. It could have stopped the run, and instead of taking it straight up, he looking for somebody to pass out to.
Yeah, that Adrian, I understand what you're saying. I appreciate the call. Yeah. You got to get used to that one.
Yeah, I mean,
the analytics of the game says kick that one out, especially when you got a team that shoots as good as us.
Yeah,
unless your percentage of sticking it in the square is higher.
Well, let's do that. Let's do that. We'll go to break. Mm-hmm. Let's come back, and it's not in me to just talk. Let's talk about why I left feeling not terrible.
Okay, about the
There's
style
a few
of play.
things, that I want to talk about with that.
We will have Jeff Brohm, I'm assuming, at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, I believe so. Yeah.
I tell you what, we'll run a quick commercial break. 93.9 The Ville. Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut-rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future, whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice. These are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
Hey, Cards fans. Do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
With opportunities available for warehouse workers and air handlers this holiday season, there's something for everyone at UPS. We're paying $21 per hour. Yes, $21 per hour, which can help cover what's most important in your life. Maybe paying for next semester's tuition or getting extra cash for the holidays. What will your shift be? Visit upsjobs.com/worldport. That's upsjobs.com/worldport.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
Spring Street Bar and Grill, open daily 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. with food served until 2 a.m. Join them for Monday Night Trivia at 7 p.m. with cash prizes for the top 3 teams. Daily lunch special, 5 and fry. 5 chicken wings and a side of fries for just $10. Monday through Friday, 11 to 4. Also, $10 wing specials for football Mondays and all-day Thursdays. 10 of Spring Street's famous wings for only $10. Spring Street Bar and Grill. Come early, stay late.
Hey, Card fans, Attorney Sam Aguiar here, proud partner of U of L Athletics and ESPN Radio Louisville. Car wrecks can be a nightmare, and insurance companies are just going to make it worse. But when you're part of our team, we take care of those hassles so you can focus on getting better. We've helped thousands of Card fans get life-changing results on their claims, and it would be an honor to work for you too. So if you've been hurting a car, give us a call at 502-888-8888 or check us out online at demandsam.com. And go Cards!
Wet basement or basement leak? Call Case Foundation Repair and Waterproofing, who uses state-of-the-art technology for basement and crawl-space waterproofing and offers a lifetime transferable warranty. Put local pros on the case. Call today and ask for their reduced to no-interest payment plans. Case Foundation Repair and Waterproofing.
Had to get some water. Sorry.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. Before we go any further, let me take a second to remind everybody that temperature control is and always will be one of the most valuable resources one could have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH Company is most certainly the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi Mini Split like we do in the 939 studios for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Drew trying to get in the door. It looked fun. It won't surprise me if that door is fixed tomorrow.
After that.
Okay.
It's funny when that's Drew's kind of like that family member. Like if we need something fixed, like we've got to find a way for it to affect him personally. Yeah. And if it affects him personally, then he's like, why didn't this been fixed?
Who's in charge?
And then we don't argue with him. We just go, right? I know, man. Like, tell him, man. Okay. Defensively, let me start right there, because when we hire Pat Kelsey, you think of offense, and that's what, and even in the game, and
it stands out. Yeah, his 3-point numbers stand out when you're talking.
Sure, and the way they play. But I thought we were not good defensively. I thought we were really good defensively. We turned Tennessee over 20 times. Do you know Tennessee was like top 3-4 in the nation last year in turnover? Like, taking care of the ball. Margin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We turned them over 20 times. Chucky Hepburn had 6 steals on the ball by himself. I mean, like that. Tennessee was.
What about our defense was impressive to you?
Well,
active hands.
Yes, and I mean, you could really tell that each guy. It was almost like a Nehemiah wall in the Bible, if you'll allow me to use that today. I think I'm familiar with that particular. Oh, okay. Well, it was it's funny, yeah, because every person they were building a huge wall, so every person built the wall in front of their house. That was your job, and if we all do that, then the wall's going to be built. Kind of how I felt with our defense. It was like every guy took it personally, man to man. I mean, like even the time we were talking about earlier where they had to pull it out, you immediately saw Terrence Edwards trace the face, jump out there, just boom, I'm right here, and it was like, okay. I mean, Tennessee, I said it, 5 or 6 is what I went back and counted. They hit a good shot under 5 seconds in the shot clock. I feel like if Louisville defends that way, they're going to win some games because their defense. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I don't know. So for me, I started right there and said, okay, if the defense doesn't need to be fixed, I feel like we're ahead of the game because I know Pat Kelsey Coach Kelsey can teach offense.
The defense will get better with the strengthened rotation as well.
Absolutely.
And they will be forced to be more disciplined with their reaching out. The fine line. There's the fine line. Was it Denny who talked about getting in the flow versus discipline?
You know, my heart just sunk to my feet.
I'm listening.
I for some reason, I thought you were talking about Coach Crum. I was like, I've never heard you say that before.
What, the flow? What?
No, you said Denny. I was like,
no. I think Green Bay Denny.
Like, somebody's gonna kill you, dude.
That might have brought it up. No,
are you crazy?
I wouldn't naturally. You only say Denny. The only time I refer to it as Denny is when you're talking to your teammate and y'all are both mad, and you say, "Yo, boy, man, tripping today."
My God,
man. What was Denny on today, man?
It's like I was literally like, oh,
yeah, in a quiet space when you're just talking crap about your coach. That's when you do it.
Hey, but let me say this though: 28 rebounds, 28 of Tennessee's 40 were defensive. Okay, so you were. It feels like you were even finishing possessions for the most part. You gave up 12 offensive rebounds, which isn't ideal. But even though, you know, like there were a couple where it was like, God, guys, and that will take me to a little bit of a worry underneath. And we may not with Jeff Brohm. I don't know.
But I don't want people to like. Yeah. All rebounds are not created equally. So like when you get spicy on, hey, how did Rain Smith end up with more rebounds than so and so? It's like, no, James Scott boxed out his man, cleared him out, you know, or you know, Noah Waters boxed out his man, and Rain Smith cleaned it up.
Well, and a couple times it's an easy fix. A couple times I watched it. Look, and now I've got a coaching eye. It's awesome. But I watched it too. Shot goes up, everybody. 3-pointer goes up, everybody wins the basket. And that happened 2 or 3 times. That's fixable. That's easy. It's kind of easily fixable, really. That's one of those like, guys, they're gonna show that film and go, you know better than that. You know, when you get beat on the screen as a defensive lineman, and it's like, I knew. And the coach just goes, I know you know.
I know you know.
Yeah.
And you took that extra step.
Yeah. So that
urgency will be created.
Right.
Well, now you got film too.
Oh, absolutely.
Good film. David, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, David.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Sure.
I want to say one thing, really a couple things, really, but I'm not worried about this basketball program now. I really feel like just watching Pat Kelsey sit there, and you can see the bottom of his lip seem like it's trembling, but he did not like what happened, and the passion in him, you can just feel it from 1,000 miles away. This man is an orchestrator. He loves this game. He's passionate about this game. He talks it. You know, his whole body embodies this thing. And you should get a good feel about this, that sometimes you have a good coach that is almost at the nudge of being that great coach. And you just know that this program is in good hands now.
Sure.
And I didn't care about that loss, about that Tennessee loss. I just wanted to go out there and watch how the coaches do. I'm watching everything but really the game for real, because I've been seeing so much other stuff for the last few years. I was just seeing coach,
right,
and the coaching staff interact, the way he's putting things together. So for me, man, we're gonna have some losses, you know, and things of that nature. You just gotta, the fans and all of us just gotta stand behind this and know this guy. You got that feeling, guys. And just thanks for taking my call. But I know our program's in good hands, and it's just what it's all about. And he shows that passion and that love that we've been missing, that Louisville basketball has been missing. And the thing about it is, Louisville basketball programs have still been down for a few years. But guess what? Teams are still hunting Louisville after several years of being down. They're like, we're playing Louisville. Oh, we got to get them.
Yeah,
this is a brand.
Get your shots in. Yeah, absolutely.
This is a brand.
I do agree with that.
Get it now. Get it now and talk the stuff, because we're going to be back. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Appreciate the call.
To his point, Danny Hurley said that year too, when the fans wanted to fire Danny Hurley up at UConn. And do you remember when he said he had a he said, you better beat us now.
Yep, I remember that.
Because it's coming. Yeah.
Tennessee's response to our crowd says they're dangerous.
Yeah.
They're dangerous. Like I said, I'm gonna enjoy watching.
I saw I kind of patted. There was a couple Tennessee guys or two dudes walking out. And they looked like they were hardcore Tennessee, you know. And I was kind of like, man, we were walking out. I was like, man, y'all got a good squad, man. And the look on their face when he was like, he pointed at the arena and stuff, and he goes, I don't know that we'll have a better win. You know,
that's
it was
a good
like
point, too.
Because
the Tennessee fan had to be proud of that.
They knew. They were like this. And that's what it was. You can see he almost wanted to say, I'm so proud of my team.
Yeah.
This is unreal. Yeah. And they, by the way, we shot 13 free throws. You know how many we hit? 13. That's stuff that needs to be noticed, man. The fact that you can knock down it wasn't like, oh, they're 100%. They only shot 4 free throws. Like, they shot 13. Went 13 to 13. Pretty good shooting. There's little, that's what I say. Their pieces are there.
What's the record? Did we get a Kelly Dickey record?
Oh, I don't know how many to be 100%. Yeah, I bet it's a little over that.
17.
I bet it's close to that.
16.
Probably. But 13 is probably close.
That's my point.
Yeah.
It's hard to go 13 of 13
man,
as a team.
And some of those were a couple of those were on threes. We had 2, 3, 4-point plays. And if we just shoot marginally better, it's like a 12-point loss.
How much did our fan and excitement
hurt our own team?
Yes.
A lot, I think.
Okay.
A lot. I do. I really do. And I wouldn't take it back for nothing. It was more important that the fans got that than we got the win.
Mm-hmm.
It really was.
Mm-hmm.
I think I honestly mean that. It was more important that the fans got what they got because you got injected with a little bit of something.
Yep.
On Saturday. Everybody did.
And like I said, I watched our guys nervous with the ball and fumble with the ball. And again, the sick part of me is like, oh, look at you.
Benji.
Look at you fumbling that ball around.
No, I think he got him.
And I think even Coach Kelsey had a little bit of, no, I'm not calling timeout. No, I want to see you figure this one out.
I think Coach Kelsey realized quick that they were overmatched in that game. And I don't think he's a loser. I don't want this to come off wrong.
For whatever overmatching.
Yeah, but I think he knew, I know my team. They're overmatched today. Like, I can see it. And I think he coached as such.
Or settling is more important. Getting them to settle is more important.
But I think he coached in a way that was almost like, you guys get yourself back in the game, and then we'll.
So you're basically just calling him Cal.
Well, no. No, I would take lead eights.
I'll never get to the phone lines before you go crazy. Benji, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind, Benji?
Hey, real quick. So Friday, I hit up Nikki and I come down to the studio to hang out with you guys, and you two knuckleheads had already left for the day.
Yes.
Then I fall upwards and wind up having lunch with the one and only Paul Rogers, which was pretty cool.
That is awesome.
That's great. That is cool. Good for you.
I didn't expect it. I was like, next thing I know, I'm sitting down here stuffing my face with wings on, and I'm like, I'm having lunch with Paul Rogers. I'm with it. So,
great, man.
Anywho, no, I was at the game. I thought the atmosphere was amazingly good. I mean, but I'm kind of with you, Steve. Like that first probably 3 or 4 defensive possessions, Tennessee's defensive possessions, and I'm like, we're starting our offense at like half court, and like this is not going to end well. Like you could kind of see it coming, and we really, since I don't think there'll be another game all year where our entire team isn't hitting shots. So I'm kind of like, I kind of left with the same feeling as you. I'm like, yeah, it sucks, but yeah, we'll be fine. We'll lick our wounds. We'll make adjustments, and I think we'll see the masterminding, I guess is the word I'm looking for, of Pat Kelsey as a coach. So, but anyway, thought I'd call, give my 2 cents, and be like, what the heck? You guys weren't there for me?
Thanks for at least coming to see us. It's the thought that counts.
Later, guys.
See you, buddy.
Later.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people feel like him with that. I think we trust the coach. Feel like we got a good coach, and feel like you got a lot of pieces to work with.
The only thing that you ever feel emotional about is the physicality. That's the one.
There was a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of that.
That was the only emotional, truly emotional takeaway.
Yeah, I don't want to act like I'm ignoring that.
Yes.
There was a little bit of that. Well, and we got all week to do that. But yeah, there was. We got Jeff Brohm when we come back from break.
93.9 The Ville.
The official broadcast partner of all U of L athletics, WLCL Sellersburg, is 93.9 The Ville. Powered by Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar.
This is Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Nick Valvano, the Sports Center update brought to you by Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. It was a rough weekend for some of the locals, starting with U of L hosting number 12, Tennessee.
All Tennessee today. An impressive performance by the Volunteers, who come on the road and face a keyed-up Louisville team and Louisville crowd. And the Volunteers win it 77-55 over Louisville.
Cards were led by Rain Smith's 18. They take some time off, take on Bellarmine next Tuesday. Speaking of the Knights, Bellarmine falls to VMI 76-71. To the pitch, Blue City falls to Rhode Island in the USL playoffs 3-0. Some positive notes from the weekend came on the girls' side. Number 4, U of L volleyball decimating BC in straight sets. Women's hoops, they win 75-51 over USI. To the NFL, Colts fall to the Bills 30-20. Titans fall to the Chargers 27-17. In the NBA, the Pacers beat my Knicks 132-121. U of L football, they're back in action this Saturday against Stanford on the road. Kickoff set for 3:30. You can hear Coach Jeff Brohm next. I'm Nick Valvano. This is SportsCenter.
Hey, Cards fans. Do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut-rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future, whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice. These are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
Tech-savvy professionals delivering equipment, technology, and service for all your office, network, and print communication needs. Look no further. High-quality office equipment, print, and IT solutions at fair and transparent pricing. That is Duplicator's commitment to you. Your tech-savvy office equipment and outsourced IT professionals can simplify your daily work process wherever you find yourself working with world-class network business machines and solutions from Ricoh and Savin. And that commitment continues with their commercial print and mailing division, Derby City Litho. Check out the Ricoh Pro C7210 graphic print system providing superior color output. Duplicator Sales, Derby City Litho, Corporate Mailing Systems, Ricoh and Savin. Call them at 502-589-5555 or visit them online, duplicatorsales.net, or at their store, 831 East Broadway, Louisville, with offices in Elizabethtown, Lexington, Paducah.
Just with love for Duplicator Sales.
So you just started working and you're finally on your career journey, but with student loans, rent, groceries, you need every dollar to be working for you. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union created Power Checking, the incredible all-in-one account that powers your spending, and with built-in high-yield savings, grows your balance.
Improvement, getting better, correcting mistakes, and trying to find ways to play our best is always a goal. So we've got to continue to work hard to do that. There can't be any let up. Anytime you go on the road, you got to play a clean, sound football game, and that's what we're going to have to do in order to win. So I know we're looking forward to continue to work this week and going out west and playing a quality football team and trying to find a way to win.
Just kind of along those lines, talking about the West Coast trip, how much do you, obviously you have more time on the Holiday Bowl last year, but how much do you kind of use that experience to kind of figure out the logistics of making a trip like that, being it's the first time?
Well, we've talked about it a lot, and I've done it a lot as a player, going out east to west, and I think we got a good plan. I think you stay on your normal routine as much as you can. You prepare all week. You go out there. The plane ride's a little bit longer than normal, and you get there and have your meetings and go out the next day and play. So I think we're going to not overemphasize all those things. We got a job to do, and I think we have a good plan to get our work done here, go out there and play football, and hopefully find a way to win.
How did you spend the last couple of weeks? You went into it on a good note, which is always good. So, what's been going on just in the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think the bye week came at a time where we've got some guys nicked up, and they need to get refreshed and get healthy and be ready for this last stretch of 3 football games. So, that was important that we did that. I felt for the most part we got that done. We continue to get at least a little bit of work in and preparation for Stanford. We got some young guys, some repetitions as well this past week, and then we got a bonus practice yesterday that I thought was beneficial. So we're on our normal week routine. The players are off today. We'll be back on the field tomorrow, and I think we will get a couple guys back that have been out that will hopefully help us and give us just a tad bit more depth, which at this point of the year you want as much as you can. So, we want to continue to improve, and we want to continue to try to play as clean as we can in all 3 segments and be very efficient doing it. So, we got to push ourselves to get that done.
Kind of building off that last question, you have the 20-point comeback at BC, you win at Clemson, but then you go right into a bye week. How do you kind of parlay that momentum through the bye week so that you just keep on trucking right along when you come out on the other side?
Well, I think the bye week came in at a time where, due to injuries and things like that, it was good to get guys refreshed. I do think that the last 6 quarters we've made improvements since the second half of the Boston College game, and we got to build on that. And it's important that all 3 segments continue to push themselves to perform their best. And we've identified numerous things that have happened throughout the year that have not gone our way, and we've tried to rationalize why it happened from a coaching standpoint, and then also how can we get our players to perform at the optimal level and the best level they can. And I think we've made some improvements there. We got to continue to do that and make sure that the plan is precise, is easily understandable, and we can go out there and execute, play fast.
bouncing off that, I know sometimes you're not too crazy about the bye weeks, but has there been something this year that you knew when this week was coming up that you maybe had in the back of your mind, like, all right, once we get to the bye, we get 2 weeks to be able to handle that, and we should be able to roll from there?
Not in particular. I think, going to Clemson, playing there before a bye week, you're thinking after that game, you're going to have plenty of things to work on. We played one of our best games, so that was good to go on the road and get that done. And there just can't be a let up. And sometimes, anytime you have a big win, you can't have a let up. And if you do, you're going to get beat. And that's the way college football works now. It's more prevalent now than even in years past, where the parity is very close. You see it amongst all the conferences. Anybody can beat anybody on a given day. So our players should understand that. We talk about it a lot. It's been proven this year that we have to play really good football in order to win. Well, I think, I look at it from a fan's perspective quite a bit as well. And I think, to have the best teams playing in the conference championship and the best teams in the playoff, that's the goal. Sometimes the scheduling will go in our favor. Sometimes it won't. This year, we happen to play a lot of teams that are playing very well. But in the end, I think it all balances itself out over the years. So, I like a tough schedule, and I like to have some of these games back that we didn't find a way to win. But you learn from it and you move on. We've won some close games too. They could have easily went the other way. So, we don't dwell on it too much. We know we got a good schedule. I thought we did before the season. It's been proven even more so as the season's gone on that it is. And that's the draw we had. You got to beat those teams. If you can beat the top teams and continue to win football games, everything will take care of itself. So we probably haven't thought about it a whole lot.
I think there's maybe like 3 teams in the top 25 that's played as tough a schedule ranked as yours. With 3 games left, I know you don't take them in 3-game sets, but is there a theme to the finish of this season? And is there a major motivation? I know winning the next game, but just finishing well and strong, especially for those who were here last year, remembering it. Has there been any kind of look at that direction maybe?
Well, I think in the middle of the year, we made sure our team understood that, every game's a new challenge. You want to try to win every week and move on to the next one. But in the end, the real judgment is made at the end of the year of how your football team does. So we've got a lot of season left. There's 3 regular season games that we've got to prove that you're a good football team. You got to go win. And then at the end of the year, you look at the record and you hope you're where you'd like to be or somewhere close. And I just think that we've found a way to improve this past week. It was good to see. It was fun to watch them play that way. It was fun to watch them excel in certain areas. But we can improve more, and we've got to continue to build on that. And just think that good football teams get better as the year goes on. It's not always easy. You got to be able to handle the tough moments. You got to be able to handle the good moments too. And that'll be the test this week, is to be able to handle a good, solid win that has helped gain our team recognition. But you got to come through every week. And we have not done that consistently. We got to make sure that now we'll be challenged to do that consistently and win, 2 out of the last 3 on the road and another one at home against another really good team.
Jeff, do you have an update on both Ben Perry and Maurice Turner?
You know what? Fortunately, Ben Perry has made great strides, and I believe he'll be able to play this week. And it's good to see him respond back. So we're excited about that because he's been playing good football for us, and we need to continue to utilize him. The second one was Maurice Turner, is that what you said? You know what? I'm hopeful Maurice can play this week and come back from his ankle injury, and he's looked good in practice this past week, and I'm hopeful that he can help us against Stanford.
Jeff, what's been that, guess, the mindset of the defense? I mean, they're a group that's kind of gotten picked on a little bit this season, but obviously, as you mentioned, over the last 6 quarters, they've improved significantly, especially against Clemson. During this bye week, have you seen an increased confidence and an increased swagger, so to speak, from that group?
Well, I definitely think that they believe that they can perform at a high level. As we've identified problems throughout the season, bottom line, a lot of times we've just given up a lot of easy, wide open plays. And for whatever reason, the bust was coaching-wise, player-wise, we had it. So it was a matter of we have to clean up these things here, and we've got to make this team earn their points. And I think if you make them earn it and you challenge things every play, you don't give up something wide open, you're going to have good success. And I think last week our defense definitely responded in that aspect. It helped us play a cleaner game. Obviously, we had some good things on special teams happen to us as well that gave us momentum, but it's got to be about making the team earn their points, earn their yards, and I think if we do that and not give up those type of easy plays and big runs and wide open passes, we can play efficient, really good football. And I'd like to see our defense continue to improve each week and try to play as dominant as they can. And every week's going to be a challenge. This week we play a team that has a really good running quarterback. They've utilized in the last couple of weeks, and he can run. And you know what? We've had a hard time against running quarterbacks. A lot of quarterbacks have had their best yardage gain against us, which is not what we want to see. So we've got to try to put a stop to that, and this will challenge our defense to be able to contain a very athletic quarterback who can make plays and score points with his legs.
Going back to the West Coast trip, between the Big Ten and the ACC this year, we've seen coaches handle it differently to varying degrees of success. What is, to you, is there a science behind having a good travel plan with that? I know looking just up north with Indiana, I remember when they went to UCLA, it was a kind of quick turnaround for them. What is your plan for that, and how do you plan on making sense of continuing to do this down the road too?
Well, like I said, I've done it as a player and a coach numerous times. There's a lot of different avenues you can go. In our opinion, and probably in Indiana's opinion, preparing on your normal schedule as much as you can and getting ready to play, and then not overemphasizing the length of the flight compared to another, getting off the plane, having a quick meeting, getting up in the morning, going playing football is what you need to do. So, that's going to be our plan to a certain degree. And we feel confident that, our guys should be ready to play. And we're going to get all of our preparation done here for the most part and get out there, get a good night's rest, and get up and play the football game and then come back. And we're very confident that that's the best route to choose. And I've chosen both before. And this route, even in our past, has had more success. But I think in the end, even in the NFL, a lot of I played on the east side of the country. This is the schedule you used. When you played on the west side and you're losing 3 hours, then you might have to adjust your schedule a little bit.
Jeff, I think you've talked in the past about being a big fan of the game, and you watch a lot of college football and pro football and maybe find a player or two here or there to implement. Do you get a chance to do more of that on a bye weekend like this?
Well, we do, and we'll do it during the normal week as well. We'll find some time to get that done. But to me, to be really good, you've got to be able to be sound in what you're doing, but you got to have some creativity and be cutting edge a little bit and make sure that you're up to date on why are some of these teams winning and what is the formula. And while we will for sure study in the off season, I think you can peek at things during the season. So whether it's a hot team in college or a really good team in the NFL, we'll look at things. And it's important that, if you think that it can help you win, you're not scared to incorporate a few things. So definitely we always keep an eye on that. And I think it's important that we always do that. I'd love to be able to say these things worked last year, they're going to work again. It's not always the case. While some will, you've got to have a little bit of change, a little bit of creativity in all aspects of offense, defense, and special teams if you want to find a way to win. And that's part of coaching.
You talked about just staying on the routine despite the travel. How much does it help that it's a 3:30 game as opposed to when Miami went to Cal, it was a 10:30 game?
Well, I think it helps. We always love getting up and going out and playing and not sitting around the hotel a whole lot. Doesn't always happen. So I think the timing is good. We like the schedule we have when we get out there. And really it's about going out there and playing for 4 quarters as well as you can. So we feel confident that as long as we have a good week of practice and we go out there and compete at a high level, we need to understand that game day and the 60 minutes on the field are the most important and playing at a high level. And I think hopefully we'll be ready for that. Okay, thank you.
That was one coach, Jeff Brohm, trying to lower expectations. Michigan State. I guess you can say that.
Stanford.
Good team.
No, look, it's Stanford. Me and you were talking about Michigan State.
Did I just say Michigan State?
we were locked.
I was wondering what you were talking about.
We were locked into a full Michigan State discussion.
I can't go forward until I.
Yeah, we were talking about. Well, I mean, let's just be transparent. We were talking about off the air, just Zach Randolph being here at the Yum Center the other day, and how he, and you just kind of got. It's like, oh yeah.
You're right. 01.
Well, that still wasn't that national title team.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So he would have been after
he got drafted. He was after. Yeah. Still afterwards.
Yeah. So yeah, it was closer than we thought, but yeah, but we were deadlocked into a Michigan State discussion after.
I got Jeff in one ear at Michigan State.
Yeah,
Zach Randolph.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, Coach Brohm sounds like what you expect him to sound like today, coming off a big win. I think he's learning from his mistakes because last year, what did he say? He come off a big win and he was like, well, we've lost this game historically. And, so I think and then what did they do? They went and lost Pitt. So I think he knows, man, look, you're 3 touchdown favorite. It's a business trip. Go take care of business. It ain't about Clemson.
Or have fun.
Or both. Do both. It's not about Clemson. You got 2 tough games to finish the year. You're going to bring Pittsburgh back in here. And, I mean, listen, I'm not really even letting my mind go there yet. But if Pittsburgh beats Clemson, you're one more Miami loss away from being in the ACC title game.
No, don't you need 2 out of Miami?
No.
For a tiebreaker?
No, it'd be a 3-way tie. Louisville would win that 3-way tie.
With their win over Clemson?
Win over Clemson ranking, they would, I don't know. Kelly Dickey said they would win it. I'm just trying to be smart.
That was a great attempt.
Yeah. I was like, hey, you know what? I don't know. Kelly Dickey said they would win it, though.
I tell you what.
Granted, I probably none of that happens, but.
Let's get our last reset.
Let's do it. Let's go back. There's a few things we can get to. Yeah, there's a lot.
Tell Phil I got his camera, so don't get mad at me. 939 the Ville.
So you just started working and you're finally on your career journey. But with student loans, rent, groceries, you need every dollar to be working for you. That's why Commonwealth Credit Union created Power Checking, the incredible all-in-one account that powers your spending, and with built-in high-yield savings, grows your balance at the same time. No minimums, no limits. Visit ccuky.org/power to learn more. Power Checking, only from Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you different. Insured by NCUA. Call us at 1-800-228-6420 for details.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice, these are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
Hey, Cards fans. Do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship is renewed. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't just affect you, it also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted, they may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Tri-State Men's Health, we've successfully treated thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates as high as 90%. Which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Everyone needs a great plumber they can trust that is fast and affordable. So call me, Leonard Walker Plumbing. For any plumbing issue, big or small, from leaks, clogs, or sump pump issues to full installations, our expert team is ready to get your house back to exceptional. Leonard Walker Plumbing is veteran-owned and offers a 10% discount to current military veterans, teachers, police, firefighters, and EMS, as well as city, state, and service industry workers. So call me, Leonard Walker Plumbing, at 768-7717 or visit leonardwalkerplumbing.com. Top quality plumbing.
Spring Street Bar and Grill, open daily 11 a.m. to 4 a.m. with food served until 2 a.m. Join them for Monday Night Trivia at 7 p.m. with cash prizes for the top 3 teams. Daily lunch special, 5 and fry. 5 chicken wings and a side of fries for just $10. Monday through Friday, 11 to 4. Also, $10 wing specials for football Mondays and all-day Thursdays. 10 of Spring Street's famous wings for only $10. Spring Street Bar and Grill. Come early, stay late.
doing something that's really fun. You can go out today from 6 to 7 o'clock, and you can help support the veterans on Veterans Day, man. And here's what they're doing. If you go to the Chick-fil-A Stony Brook today from 6 to 7 o'clock, you'll get to meet Ashton Gelati. How about that? Hanging out there.
Last chance.
Also, they're going to have Louisville volleyball player, looks like Cara Creasy, be out there. That'd be fun. I might butcher that name. I don't know. But out at Chick-fil-A Bardstown Road, you're going to have Michael Gonzalez. And it looks like Charity Looper, maybe? Yeah. Little volleyball player. Sorry. I just don't know those names for sure. So they're spelled.
Sam with confidence next time.
Yeah. They're spelled a little different. But here's the thing. Go out there, enjoy your meal, and this is what's going to happen. They're supporting the 502 Circle today with a portion of the day's sales are being donated to their work with local veteran groups. You can participate, place a mobile order through Chick-fil-A Stony Brook or Chick-fil-A Bardstown Road and click Support Community Care Event. So get in there for more fun after placing the mobile order. Go dine in at one of the restaurants below and hang around. They're going to have some activities, some different stuff. Again, it's Chick-fil-A Bardstown Road or Chick-fil-A Stony Brook. Okay, so you go out there, you get to meet some of your favorite players, and maybe even have a little dinner with them. So it'll be a good time, man. So definitely get out there and check that out. Just
cleaning up the text line.
Yeah, the text line I've not been able to get to a lot, but
what's the vibe check in general?
The vibe, I'll tell you what, man. The vibe for the most part is, I think where we're at is where most people are at. The majority.
Or you and I.
Yeah. Where you looked at that game and you felt like, okay, there's a lot. And again, we have all week too to mix a little bit of Stanford, a little bit. We don't play a basketball game until the 19th.
Help or hurt?
I think it helps because I think you play that game. It helps because I believe I got a really good coach. So I want him to be locked in with them, you know? So yeah, I think it's one of those things where a lot of people say, okay, go lock away.
What did you think of Corin Johnson?
I loved him. I actually left that game and said, now granted, I'm not Pat Kelsey. So interesting. That I don't know if that text was for us or not, but that's funny. Anyways, somebody doesn't care about somebody's daughter. There's that. Okay. So apparently Cara Creasy is Ashton's girlfriend. Interesting.
Okay.
Well, that'd be fun. Nice little couple dinner, a little date. How about that? No, I left that game actually saying I wouldn't mind seeing some more Corin and Chucky together.
Okay. I want to let people know the phone lines are open. Now we're going to check out the text line. Okay. Come. I don't want to go grades, but
sure.
But let's okay. Give me what you think about Corin Johnson after this game.
I think Corin, outside of Chucky, was the most comfortable with the basketball in his hand. He's a little more sporadic than Chucky. I don't want to say
more.
I know. I don't want to say spazzy, but he's a little. But to me, they reminded me a lot of a Peyton Russ,
quick twitch
offensively, and just. I mean, even though Corin got up in guys defensively, I thought, it's just obviously Peyton and Russ defensively the best of all time. Chucky, I think Chucky's going to be right there. Like, I think you can put Chucky with Peyton and Russ and say he's right there defensively.
I liked that their attitude. That to me, that was the strength.
And does it make sense that they're from Wisconsin and Washington?
Yes. Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yes. That's the Power 5 guys. It's different. It's still different.
They were comfortable from the word go.
Yeah.
Like I said, my opening statement was what I saw is the guys who were comfortable. Even Case and Pryor, didn't play great, but he was aggressive.
He was still aggressive.
I agree.
He didn't, like he still wanted to make plays.
But would you agree with me why? And I'm being very, I hope James Strebel isn't listening to me because I'm being very open right now. Very vulnerable. Yeah. But it's why you look at Kentucky right now. Now, it might not be this way when we play in December, okay? But today, and we'll see Tuesday with them too. But it's why you look at Kentucky and you watch Louisville and you went, Louisville's, the points are about, Louisville looks a little better defensively, but you're like, something with my eyeballs just tells me Kentucky's a touch better right now. Well, I think that's it. It's Oklahoma, it's BYU, it's Wake Forest,
the Power 5.
Yeah, man, it's those guys. And then you look at Louisville and you say, okay, it's still, they do got BYU and they do got Washington and Wisconsin, but it's like you said, to me, Chucky and Corin really stood out. It's like, okay, they're handling this okay.
Okay, Corin I enjoyed.
He defers to Chucky too, which I like.
He definitely defers to Chucky.
That's why I say I play them together.
Because he kind of knows he can turn to the scorer version of himself. Okay, there's that part.
Yeah.
Like I said, Kaysen did not back down. He learned that he can't get away with some things.
He did too much dribbling.
Yep.
My opinion.
Yep. And listen, you have to remember, if you're Kaysen Pryor, do you all know how much he hears about how he's different because he can dribble? So any chance to try to look like that makes him look more of a commodity.
I wish I would have sent you the video. I have the video on my phone. I wish I'd sent it to you because now it's like, whatever. I would have had proof. I videoed Kaysen Pryor working out pregame for about 45 seconds. It would, let me do terrible radio really quick. Okay, Marcus? Because I'm going to stand up and I'm going to show you what I watched.
The YouTubers can see you.
Okay, the YouTubers can see me. All right, look, if you're listening, you're just going to have to guess. I watched this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what makes him stand out.
That was what he did, though.
Yeah.
It was between the legs, step back shot.
That's what makes him stand out.
And he had his headphones on, and I almost sent you the video and went, I don't think this is going to work today with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no. He'll learn that lesson.
Yeah, it's like, and
listen, it's Trez shooting threes. Just I know you think that's what's going to get you to the league,
right? But he still went straight line, went up for that dunk. Well, I know, I know what you're saying, because at no point did it feel like that was going to be a dunk. It's like, it's an attempt.
Marcus Maben, he is very harsh on rim check.
Sure.
On rim check. But I do know that surprisingly, that is going to turn into a dunk.
I would agree, because I feel like you said, I feel like he was aggressive. I feel like his goal was to get, even though he was dribbling too much, I feel like his goal was to get to the rim.
Yeah. He's going to have to get.
Don't feel like that with Waterman.
Okay.
I didn't really dislike Waterman. I thought Waterman did some good things, but he dribbles
he more
to
of
get open for
is what he is. Yeah. Okay, you felt like a Waterman is what he is. Everybody else has to play better around him.
Yes.
For him to.
Because I don't think he's overly great defensively. This ain't me poo-pooing on Waterman. I think he'll help, and I don't think he dribbles to go anywhere.
Right.
I think he just wants to shoot, which is fine, because it's still a matchup issue.
But it's only a matchup issue if you can get either wings running out after you and you can shoot over them.
Sure.
Or when you get your opportunity near that basket to get an extra possession for being 6'10", being able to put it off the glass, you got to be able to get fouled. And, you have to take advantage still of your size.
And he got better, but there was a stretch there on defense where I started to worry. Now, granted, he cleaned it up some, so it did help me. But there was a moment there on defense where I was like, I don't think we're really able to play him.
Yeah, his willingness. Okay, I'll say his foot speed is not good, but he's a willing defender.
He was.
But there was like a 3-possession stretch there in the first half where he just got they were going after him.
And you want to tell him, hey, if you don't get off this island quick, listen, this is one of those, if you don't get off the island right now, your whole year is going to be hell.
What's the opposite of mouse in the house? What's a guard call a big? That, you know how if a big gets a mouse in the house, they're like, I got him. What's a guard call a big that's like, yeah, no, he can't guard you. Like, it's cute, but give me the ball. I'm going to go right around this guy.
It's the gesture.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of where he was like, okay, it's sexy that you get out there and put your hand up like you're going to guard, but they're just like, okay. And they're just going around.
Problem is, he also got switched on.
Sure.
2 nasty guards.
Well, that's as good of a backcourt as you're going to play.
And they played good. I don't even know if I don't know if they're as good as they play. I think, listen.
Well, they shot the ball. A couple texters have said that. Like, they shot an incredible percentage.
I think defensively.
But they had no pressure the whole game either.
Ziegler, like, defensively and taking care of the ball. But the shooting was very mechanical. I'm like, no way. No way. He's just like, but if he's going to shoot like that, they're going to be a problem anyway. But yeah, you got to be careful with Noah getting switched on nasty guards. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. And again, he's 6'10", so he's capable of making you have to earn your shot. He's not just getting toasted. But you be careful.
Now, Kaysen, on the other hand, I watched Kaysen defensively and really liked what I watched. There was one play at half court. I can't remember if I think it was Lanier, but he's at half court and Kaysen's kind of right there on him. He kind of pushes off and Kaysen kind of like, and he looks at the ref. But here's what I love about what Kaysen did. He then turned on the Jets and he chased him to the corner and he got right in his face.
Yep. He knew. Yep.
And then as soon as he pushed him again, he went,
He knew he was going to get that.
I turned around and said, he got that foul at half court. He had that. That I liked. That's whereas Waterman, like this texter does point out, I don't mind it because I think it's part of his shtick a little bit, but he gets that foul and he kind of lays there on the ground. Like really demonstrative. Yeah, like did you see that?
Yeah, I did see
he laid there like like to the ref.
I'm trying to think of what I think about it.
Well, it might. That's where I was because I'm like the texter was like, "Don't play him until December because of it." I'm like, "Well, hang on, that might be a shtick though." Like I'm really overboard with some of this,
so I can get my calls,
and it's annoying. And the other guy, because what do you do, Marcus? If a guy's laying there, what do? You're like, dude, get up, man. You're on the other team. You're like, God, man, like, what this dude's laying on the ground? Like, that's annoying. So that might be a part of so I'm gonna let that one play out. But I did like Kaysen because, like I said, I mean, you just knew when he pushed Kaysen at half court, you're like, oh, he's getting this.
He wasn't scared to make a mistake.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not totally, I think he got like I said, I'll use humbling. I don't like to use that, but I think he got a touch of a
level adjustment.
That's exactly. That's better.
High level adjustment.
Yeah.
Tino the Barber, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
I agree with basically everything y'all saying. But James Edwards, man, he has to be I think he got overwhelmed a little bit. I don't know if it's the crowd or if it's that Tennessee defense, which, like everybody says, you probably won't see defense like that from somebody his size and athleticism and a built college body from probably no more the rest of the year, until you get to the tournament probably. But he's gonna have to be our guy to go get a bucket and not a three. He's got to be the mid-range guy. Like that guy from Tennessee, the one that went to North Florida. Like anytime they got in a jam or it looked like they was kind of teetering a little bit, he would go get a bucket. And whether it was a three or it was a mid-range shot, you know what I mean. And that guy's deadly. But as far as Waterman's concerned, man, I think he's trying to be Kaysen. I think
You're
he's trying to do
100% correct. But listen, it's not intentional. It's subconscious.
Right. It's self-conscious because they hang together,
Mm-hmm.
and every time he made a mistake, he would go to Case and Pride.
Yep.
He'd go up to him and say, "My bad."
You can see the way they look for each other. That's a great point, Tino.
Right. I think he's just trying to be him, but he just needs to be the defender, the dirty rebounder, and go hit some threes. Like I don't think we'll ever shoot that. We might shoot that bad, but it's not going to be a consistent. We're not going to shoot that bad.
More times than not, we're going to hit a few more threes. Yeah, I agree with you on that for sure.
Somebody's going to get hot. Somebody's going to get hot. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to pick up the load. But I just think, going back to what you were saying, Marcus, is the overwhelmed. I think Waterman got overwhelmed. I think Edwards got overwhelmed. Everybody else, I think, did their thing. You know, Ray Smith. I mean, he did what he could have done.
Yep.
Scott was just outmatched. Like that's not a game for him. Like that's a bad matchup for him. But Kaysen, he did his thing. I think and I think you're right too, Steve, with Chucky and the kid from Washington. It just slipped my mind. I think they need to play together, man. I think they need to play together. Hey, fellas, I know I went a little long, but I appreciate y'all for letting me go, fellas.
No, you're appreciate you, man. Appreciate the call. That's a great point with like Steve. That's one of those things I always look for in everything. Who is clicking with who?
Yeah.
Who kind of looks for each other?
Sure.
You can always see that. Like I was talking earlier in the year. I could tell somebody was smart enough to say, "Hey, you need to follow his maturity." Like young fella Roots and Hadley, and like I said, when I said the Waterman and Pryor. You can see when one of them gets in trouble, he looks at the other one.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you can just see their thing. And sometimes you're going to get the good habits from the other person. Sometimes you're going to get the stuff that you can't maybe do as well. But you start. You exchange.
Well, and that's kind of what you what I think you like with Corin and with Chucky. Is you kind of hope they touch, rub each other. Hey, but
Nikki was waiting.
I know. I was up in the air.
Didn't mark it. I did not mark it.
You don't have to. Justin's got it. I was up in the air there, and I didn't know
how are you
I was stroking, rubbing. I was, it was like there was so many different. It's like the only words I could think of were just
off on each other.
Yeah. It's just everything was just okay. The bust. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this, but you want them to play off each other a little bit. Where maybe Corin cleans up a touch.
Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards is an interesting case.
Okay, just give me your.
Well, he made a few moves that I went, yeah, that's him, man. The one where he gets the big euro to the rim and he that's a tough move.
Yeah,
and he pump fakes in the euro and goes up and scores. And I'm like, I think he'll be fine. I think that Edwards is. I think anybody that watches film, especially a really good defensive team. Probably Edwards was I'll have to go back and really look at it, but I bet he was getting some crazy looks in the,
I don't know, man. He got locked up.
No, that's what I mean.
He got locked.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think he got some crazy looks defensively. Like, I think they were really, I'm talking like on the defensive end.
I see. I just think he got leveled up.
It might have.
I think he got leveled up.
Yeah.
A guy switched on you, the big white dude switched on you, and he was in your jock.
Yeah.
It's like you weren't strong enough to just you can just blow by him. Tennessee's help was where they needed to be.
Great, yeah.
The guy was strong. He knew where to force you. It was a good lesson, man.
Hadley had 3 and 4. Edwards had 5 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 21 and 28 minutes.
That's listen. Wisconsin was not Tennessee.
Yeah.
Last time I saw Edwards play, a big time game.
Oh,
it was,
okay.
It was
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
It was him beating Wisconsin.
Yeah, Michigan State was kind of his other big moment last year. Yeah.
Yeah, but whew.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, no, that's fair.
This Tennessee team was big, athletic.
What about Abubakar? I mean, 16 minutes, no points, 1 rebound, 1 assist.
He looked overwhelmed.
He looked massively overwhelmed.
He looked overwhelmed.
I mean, I'm just kind of looking through I mean, I agree. Rain Smith, 23 minutes, 18 points, 5 rebounds. I mean, I thought Rain was pretty good.
He was an adult.
Yeah.
And he was surprisingly better on defense than we thought he might be.
Mm-hmm. Corin, 2-1 and 2. He went 1 for 6. Which again,
Chucky got to get the basket too. Get to the basket.
Chucky.
Yeah.
Chucky was only 2 for 7. I mean, he finished with 8, 4, and 4 and 6 steals. So 8, 4, and 4, 8, 4, 4, and 6. I mean, which is, it's hard to complain about those numbers.
Who's number
7 minutes?
Who's number 3 to get to the basket?
You know, we didn't have one person to play 30 minutes. Not one.
Javon Hadley. He has to score when he gets that ball on the block.
Oh, I thought you was about to say, sorry. I was like, that's a great call. I thought you was going to say, well, Javon Hadley was closest. I was like, yeah, he actually was. It's kind of wild. Well,
minutes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
28. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Javon Hadley, because you're
and
my
he was,
X-Factor guy.
and he was a solid, he's a solid player.
Hey, you
need him out
You're
there.
supposed to be the one guy that's kind of
keeping everything together.
Yeah. And
Javon Hadley, actually, honestly, he keeps you from getting, you lost by 22. He kept it from turning into something ugly.
I see. I agree. I kind of think you look at it and you go 3, 4, and 1. Of course, I'm just doing the points, rebounds, assists, but I feel like he did more. I left kind of if you're wondering, okay, why do I look at that stat line? But I left going, I kind of liked what Javon Hadley did. It was, I think he had a lot of, I think he was more Abubakar than what Abubakar was. Where we thought, okay, Abubakar be this and this. And again, and none of these guys am I like, oh man, we thought they were going to be this and they're not going to be. I'm not in that game. I'm not.
And we're making
that's the gospel.
We're making a lot of judgments based on some nerves, based on based on Tennessee being a good team, a really good team. So yeah, it's no, it's more about Tennessee.
I just didn't want it to be okay, well, we're saying this is because Texter asked, can we improve, or is it kind of is what it is? I'm no, I think we're definitely, even though they're older guys. I mean,
the older guys improve faster.
They've not
game
played
to game.
together.
Yeah, game
so
to
that
game.
does give them a ceiling. Because, it's easy to say, well, Kanai Roos got the highest ceiling on the team. Oh, yeah, he's a freshman.
Yeah, their skill set need to prove. They
Do you know who would have been nice Saturday? Ali Khalifa. A big presence in the middle.
And some weight.
And I'm saying this not because because you're making the guy that didn't play such a big deal. But I'm saying this because this is what we're talking about, though. I think they're going to be a tournament team this year still. I still believe that. But then next year, you're going to have some retention. And you're going to add a piece like that. And you're going to add a piece. And then you're going to add some good freshmen, and you're going to add, and it's okay, now we're starting to see this is, Pat Kelsey got about as good as you could get, considering where we've been in this roster. And it's going to be a really good year for us.
I can't imagine how physical they are in practice today.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine how physical. They're gonna have to play those handoffs so hard.
Yeah.
Because listen, I know out of everything, it's hey, our offense is predicated on the handoff.
Yeah, Brandon would have been nice. That's one where you're it'd be nice to keep him. A guy like that,
especially by the end of the year, all the minutes he got.
Sure. Yeah.
End of the year, Brandon.
Just a piece like that. Any piece like that.
Yeah, right. But yeah, those handoffs.
Oh my God.
The comfort, the uncomfortableness versus how comfortable you're gonna have to be a big time team.
And some of you guys were reminded. You were just reminded when you're playing big time games, because I don't want to act like
Case and Pryor didn't play big time games at USF last year. I mean, they played multiple.
I mean, big wins.
Yeah, some top 25 teams. You know that were. I mean, you won't act like some of these kids didn't play. I mean, it wasn't
I don't care
like
what you say. A big game still make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, but man, and your muscle memory though, man. You've like Coach Kelsey said, they've not faced adversity since June. Sometimes you forget when you come through and you running a quick handoff or something, and you're like, instead of throwing it when we're lateral to each other, you pitch it out ahead a little bit, and you forget that guard is. I'm shooting that, you know, like, and I think that was a little bit.
How pissed off was Foy?
Oh, okay, yeah, he's like, y'all made me look stupid. He said, now I got all these people out here talking about how weak y'all are.
Talking about, do they even lift weights?
Yeah. How y'all ain't strong. Like he's probably the one going to kill him today. Kelsey probably said, we're going to watch film, go to the weight room. Because y'all owe Coach Foy a workout that there should be vomit all over this floor by the end of today. Real quick. I don't think they need this because I feel like they had energy out there.
Right.
But there were points where if they need to, they can go see my friends over Tri-State Men's Health. All right. And get it. And listen, and I can tell you right now, by the way I felt the energy in that Yum Center, I'm going to need every shot available to get me through this season because it was rocking. I was rocking. It was fun to leave there and feel like, oh, kind of sore from the game. You know, like it was good. And you can do that too. Get out there to Tri-State Men's Health. Check them out. Listen, you need energy, they got you. You need to lose weight, they got you. You need a little help in the bedroom, they got you. All that stuff, man. So get out there, check them out. Get on tristatemenshealth.com. Take their low T quiz. It's 10 questions. Take you about 2 minutes, yes or no answers, and see what they can do if any of that applies to you. Get over there, check them out, and tell them you heard about us right here on 93.9 The
People, remember your home is your fortress and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, Citadel Roofing and Construction, they are locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course, they'll work with your insurance. Did also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today. 93.9 The Ville.
Lanning Paints is truly Louisville's hometown paint manufacturer. We create architectural coatings for homes and ship our industrial